Hello, hello. And for those who are new, welcome. For those who are returning, welcome back to our channel. Oh my gosh, can you believe it? We are over 500 subscribers. Yay, that's amazing. I can't believe that we are being so impactful to so many people who are, second, third, fourth career changers into their dream career of becoming a registered nurse and being able to impact and encourage one another, inspire one another to pursue their dream of becoming a registered nurse, whether they're over 40, over 50, and beyond. We are here to support one another and make sure we share the best tips and tricks to hack into college. And so in this video, we will definitely be sharing those things. So this is a video about how I did a college hack with self-paced online science, and that was human anatomy, human physiology, chemistry, and microbiology. And I did this at UMass Global, which is connected to Westcott, and it's in Irvine, California. And I did this again within 4 months, 28 days each class. And although I paid for all four together, I somewhat took human physiology and microbiology together. That helped me. And we're gonna go over the Passtrackers that I created and utilized to help me pass. And the resources I use to help me pass as well. And so that's what this video is about. So I'm gonna break it down. I'm not gonna do all four in one chunk. So we will break it down to make sure the videos are within 15 minutes each. I may go a little over, but no more than 20 minutes. So let's get into the video. Hello. Well, we're going to have an intermission at the beginning of this video, and it's just to cover our legal ramifications, and that is going to be a disclaimer that will appear on the screen, and I'm just going to read the disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed in this video are my own, which are not directed at a specific entity or party, and do not reflect the views or opinions of any affiliates, corporations, employers, institutions, or organizations. Now that we have that out the way, let's get into the video. All right, well, let's get started with microbiology Passtracker. Okay, in column A here is my checklist for saying that I am done with this particular task. In column B are my module topics. There were 28 modules for what I like to call the 28 days. But we did have the midterm module, midterm, but that was tied to module 13. And what you have here is I did it by day because, again, 28 days was my goal. And then I had my deadline. So I started this particular course in June. And then we have the textbook. So the textbook was a free textbook that University of Massachusetts Global used. It's the OpenStack.org online free downloadable textbook. So you can actually look at this now if you wanted to see like what microbiology edition that they use, just to kind of get a feel for it, to read over it. So you can do that now just to see if that would be a good selection for you. I actually did a lot of supplemental because I'm not a reading person. I'm a auditory and visual. I'm just a mix of all of that. Plus, definitely with some of the supplements that I learned through this self-paced, I learned by drawing and visual, that helped me learn these particular science concepts. So I have this reading chapter supplement column
And there's a lot of things that's like a lot of instructors that actually used this particular book and did it was online to do an overview. So I had this categorized for each module or chapter. And then there were some review questions at the back of OpenStack book that actually had the multiple choice and the answers. And these answers were correct. Some of them, I'm saying that, I'm emphasizing that on purpose. But inside Canvas for these modules, we did have videos. So there were assigned videos that we had to do to, like pretty much learn the concepts from each chapter. So these were the videos that were assigned. So you see here, microorganisms for the invisible world for Canvas. And then we also, per module, and also for the chapters, we had homework. We had homework quizzes, and there were a homework quiz video for each chapter. So there were homework quizzes. Sometimes these homework quizzes were anywhere from like 5 to 10 questions. What we would have to do is watch the video first and then answer those questions. And on the homework quiz, sometimes we were able to answer the questions multiple times. So you answered the 5 questions, right? And then you hit the submit button, and then you can attempt to do it again. So the homework, once you answer the question, you can like do a screenshot or a save as PDF and then attempt to do it again. However, for the sorry about that. For the chapter quiz, the homework chapter quiz, we had a video. So you do have a video that you have to watch. But also just think about this. This is a chapter quiz. So all the things that we looked at from column, I'm gonna say D through I, so including that homework quiz, all of this information. So from, let's just kind of scroll over. So everything from, sorry, E through I is going to be in this homework quiz. Yes, it is giving us a video, but this quiz is almost like a chapter exam. Let's just look at it like that. And it's 20 chapters. I'm sorry, it's 20 questions on this chapter quiz, and you get one attempt. So I'm answering the 20 questions and I hit the submit button. And let's say I missed 2, but I get to see the right answer of these 20 questions. And I see the wrong answers of the 2. Print that quiz. Print the right and the wrong answers. Write them down, but I would say print. And if you don't have a printer at home, print as PDF. So you can print and save as PDF. If you don't have Adobe, screenshot. Do a clip art. It's gonna take you a little longer, but do a snippet. Everyone's computer come with the little scissors, and do a snippet. I think it's called snipping. Snip each question to make sure you have that, because once you click out of that screen, the screen that's showing you what's right and what's wrong, you will never see it again. And why I'm emphasizing that, because all 24 of these, it's 24. Make sure you understand. I know it says 26 chapters, but we skip chapters. So it's 24 chapter exam quizzes. So all 24 chapter quizzes, you will need to study and know and have the answers and questions for your final exam. You have to study them. I would suggest you have the questions and answers in something like a Quizlet to study throughout, for the course. So that way you can know that's how you will prepare for the exam. Let's talk about the final exam. You can have a 1-page front and back, so printer paper, front and back cheat sheet for this final exam. And that, what I would highly, if you can see me, you'll see that I'm emphasizing, I would highly recommend most of the content of that front and back small print. It has to be handwritten. Small print would come from the questions and answers off of these chapter exams. Maybe onesie twosies of the homework quizzes, but mainly the chapter exam questions. Okay, let's move on. You also have lab practical I guess you can call them quizzes. You will get these 8 in micro. You'll get 8 of them. You'll get videos first, and then you have to do the 8 labs. And the first couple of them are like safety and all those things. They're fun, funny exams. And then you have your lab quiz. Lab quiz is going to be same like the chapter quizzes. You want to on these lab quizzes, you want to memorize them. You want to, if possible, do screenshots before you, when you know what you got them wrong or right. You might want to do some picture screenshots and things, and create a Quizlet, because we can't have quizzes. We can't have pictures on our cheat sheet because that's going to take up a lot of room, even if you're an artist or something. I would say create a Quizlet to just really study these questions, these pictures and questions, and know those answers. So a matching game on Quizlet. Anki has some neat active recall type of things to help you, but I use Quizlet specifically to know these in and out, because the the lab portion of your final exam is only 10 questions. The theory part of your final exam is between 55 and 60 questions. I don't remember exactly for micro, but it's anywhere between 55 and 60 questions. Okay. Now that we have that out the way, midterm. Midterm is going to be the module that is assigned to, and most likely it's either going to be assigned to module 12 or 13. More likely it's going to be 13. If it's assigned to module 13, then your chapters that you need to focus on for the midterm will be chapters 1 through 14. And you see you're skipping like 11 and 12, and I think that's it. It's 1 through 9. Yeah, you're skipping chapters 1 through 12. I'm sorry, 1 through I hate when YouTube do this. 1 through 10, and then 13, 14. So those are the chapters that more than likely would be on your midterm. And then you would take your midterm that week or that day, because again, we're doing it all by the days, right? You would take your midterm that day. And then you would do your chapter 15, all the things for module 13, which would be chapter 15. So be prepared for that particular day, just FYI. Okay. I would take the same approach, because you already getting the skinny on what you need to do. So I would already have my midterm ready to go with all my homework, prep. So I would say that would probably take, a few hours, because if you do the PDF, if you have the ability to have Adobe and do the PDF, you can upload it into Quizlet, and Quizlet would go ahead and make that those flashcards for you per day, per chapter, and you should be good to go. The discussions, as you can see here, like this is an example, germs and bacteria on your phone. I remember this. This actual discussion, I don't remember it being on the exam. If it was on a quiz or something, it was on like the quiz for like homework. I don't remember it being on the final exam. Let me just say that I don't remember. And if it was something like, oh yeah, I remember that, but it wasn't anything like difficult. But I don't remember any discussion question on the microbiology exam. Okay. Science Miss Susanna. She is absolutely amazing. I love how she teaches, because she not only provides on her website. So these are her YouTube channels. I think I included her YouTube channel. No, this is her actual website. Okay, yeah, I included her website because you go to her website. It's categorized similar to how I have it here, like outlined in what subject you need. But when you click on that, you have not only practice questions for that topic, but the actual drawing. So what she does, so you see her have an outline, but on some of her topics, she has an actual a drawing that you can download, print out, and draw to understand. So when we were drawing like strep and staphylococcus, and and what's affiliated with it, what body systems affiliated, and I mean, I learned that by just drawing, just getting even hand draw, like with something like this. Like I didn't have to download that. I actually just made it myself, which is breaking down the pathogens and where they're located, like which cells and where if they have a nucleus and all those things. Like she is really good for micro. She's really good for anatomy and physiology. So I definitely included her, and all I had to do was just click on this link, and it took me straight to her biology and just go straight to what I needed based on what we were studying for that particular day. Study.com has specific things as well for free that I could go to based on what I needed. And then Quizlet, I just included all of them because I pay for Quizlet. So hopefully for the free account, you can upload a PDF. For self-paced, if you're considering self-paced, it may not hurt to go ahead and pay for just the time that you're going to be taking these classes, just to have the ability to do these types of things, upload a PDF so it can create your Quizlet, just because you're doing an entire module a day just to get things done to meet your deadline. Okay. The presentation. So each class you have to do a presentation. So for microbiology, you have to do a presentation based on infections and diseases and how it affects different things of the body. And so she as an instructor gives you an entire list. I think it's maybe 20 different things that you can select for your presentation. Your presentation must be 3 minutes. I think she'll allow you to go up to 4, but if you go beyond 4, you made an F. So you have to do a presentation that's based on like what I'm doing now, but I would have to show my screen, I would have to show my face, but you have to do like a screen share of a PowerPoint presentation, or she even had a like if you just share like a disease, a picture, and you're talking about it. So she has specific instructions, but again, it has to be only 3 minutes, no more than 4. But the minimum is 3 minutes. And I chose to do this, guys, at the beginning. So you can see my deadline, I started everything on the 17th of June, but I started my presentation like June 6th or something like that, because I bought the class. I started in anatomy actually first, and I'm sorry I didn't do a Passtracker for that, but I started in anatomy. So I probably started my presentation June 6th or 7th, and I did all of them. I did chemistry, human physiology, micro, and human anatomy first. Then when I was ready to start my coursework, I was able to at least I had all that out the way. And then I was ready to start my coursework because I knew I only wanted 28 days per course to get it done. And I didn't want to worry about having all of this, because you can't schedule your final exam unless you have the presentation done and all of your coursework done before you can schedule your final. So that's something you got to think about as you prepare for this course, how you want to arrange it. I've heard other students that I've been, talking to while I was taking this course, they decided to do it opposite. They decided to do everything, then do the presentation, and then schedule their exam. So to each his own. That's the approach I took. The last thing I want to say is, you see here in the pink area, these are just discussion questions. And this is the time that the students decided to work on their presentation when, in this pink area is basically, you see, we turned in our last, quiz on, I'm just going to use my example, July 17th. That was the last time I had to turn in a quiz. So at that point I had 3 days, and look like it took a little longer. I had 3 to 4 days where I just had to do the discussion. So I did the discussion. At the same time, I was working on my physiology because I started, comparing the apples and apples, but I started working on that. You have to respond to people. So I started working on that. And then, once you finish this, I was able to I was ready to go ahead and start, scheduling my final exam. And that's when I took my final exam. So just wanted you to know, you do have the opportunity to do your presentation during this time, because all you're doing, you don't have any more chapter quizzes that you have to do. All you're doing at this point, after chapter 26, all you're doing is your discussion. So that is, and especially if you do it by week instead of by day. So that is something to think about as well. Well, I hope this has been extremely helpful for you. Feel free to put any comments or ask me any questions in the below underneath the video, or if you want a one-on-one and discuss some more tips and tricks on this micro Westcott class, feel free to go to agelessnursing.com, and I can definitely set up a one-on-one session with you, and we can go in deeper, and maybe I can have share a lot more tips on which Quizlets I used and what was successful for me. All right. Thank you so much. Until next time, be blessed. Stay safe. Goodbye.